In today's unboxing, we take a look at Kung Fu Panda the board game by Modiphius Entertainment. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away. Here we have Kung Fu Panda the board game by Modiphius Entertainment. We have, this is the Kickstarter edition, so we have the game plus all the Kickstarter exclusive content. Let's go ahead and flip it over, take a look. This right here, I believe, is going to be just the base game, where all the extras is in the white box. And of course, we have the components, a printed visual representation of the components. We see the Furious 4 and Poe. Of course, I thought it was the Furious 5. I don't remember. Very cool. So it is for 2 to 4 players, ages 8+ with an average play time of 10 to 30 minutes. So this is going to be one of those nice, quick, short games. Probably just a little skirmish game going on. It'll be interesting to crack this open and take a look inside. 1, 2, Kung Fu! There is a place deep in the heart of ancient China where true legends are born. The wise teachings and the perfection of the exotic martial arts. Masters hone their craft and steel their minds to protect the good and combat evil. And it is truly awesome. Now you can join forces with the Furious 5 and Poe, the Dragon Warrior himself, in an epic quest involving real-time 2 to 4 player action with your favorite Kung Fu Panda characters. Play across 9 different missions in a linked campaign or one-off games with 2 quick tutorials to help you pick up and play straight away. 3 different play modes designed for the whole family, including easier gameplay for younger masters or true test of skill for veterans with awesome mode. Cooperate to overcome obstacles, face off a wave of enemy, and achieve your goals as a team. Fight against the foe and the clock to save the Valley of Peace and finally defeat Tai Lung. Well, one of the things that I found extremely interesting here was this line, this little text box right here. Cooperate to overcome obstacles. Face off waves of enemies to achieve your goals as a team. This to me implies that while they say 2 to 4 players, that's telling me that this might actually be a 2 to 4 heroes up against the villains. And if that's the case, guess what? You most likely can solo this just with the 1 player playing both roles. The only difference will be is if the 2 players are allowed to see, assuming you have some cards within your hand. If you are allowed to talk to one another and actually show the cards what you have, the things that you can do, then absolutely it sounds like this will be able to be a solo game. That is truly awesome. Where I mainly got this as a family game, for me and the family, the fact that we can potentially play the solo and bring it and do it with playthroughs and everything here on the channel really gets me excited. I'm really looking forward to potentially having more and more for this one. Well, let's go ahead and open it up and take a look inside to see what we have. Well, right off, it looks like we have the rule book. and it has all of the components visually as well as textually that I absolutely love, because sometimes it is a little difficult to figure out what is what. But when you have, an actual picture so you can go back to and see what everything is, it really does help with that. Let's change this a little bit. We will bring this back. There we go. Nice little table in a sense. And here showing how putting the bases on. Very interesting. Then how to play. Now this right here, I'm wondering if they don't have this as like a little cheat sheet card somewhere here in this box, that's missed opportunity. I feel like this should be in there. That's kind of awesome. Dials of Destiny. I love all of the graphics that they put in here. This looks like a pretty thick instruction booklet. Let's see if we can go ahead and do a quick look. 28 pages. Yes, this is a fairly thick book, but that's because there are a lot of graphics going on here and a good size font. I hate when they shrink the font to try to save a page or two. Thank you for saving my eyes. I really appreciate that. More ways to play. Here we go. This is awesome. This is where it was talking about earlier, the 3 different modes of play. Your standard mode, your young master, so I can play this with my son. And then, of course, the awesome mode to be able to play the game in hard. That is cool. Training missions. And it looks like here are those different missions that it talked about. I like here how it's saying, the tiles that you're going to need. Potentially making setup nice. Guide to tokens. This is, that I really like. That again, it's one of those ones. It's really going to help finding the tokens that we have in here. When you're going to look for them, a quick reference for what things do. That is awesome. And then a guide to the scene tiles. Again, very awesome. So when you were looking in here, let's go back a couple pages. As it was showing you, hey, we need these tiles. So you can look at that. If you're having a hard time finding it, you can even see they are labeled. I love that. But then you can probably find them here a little easier. And be like, okay, that's what I need. Yep, there it is, M&M. Very cool, I like that. And then Kickstarter backers. Let me see here. I don't see me in here. Do you guys see me in here, or am I just being blind as a bat? I should be. It looks like they went in alphabetical order, so it would have been... Oh well. And then a credits page. Very cool. cool. Let's go ahead and open this and then get into the tiles. Here we have all of the tiles. It looks like each hero at least is going to have a hero board and then a dial board. So here we can see Mantis, then Tiger's dial, Viper's dial, and then a couple roof tiles by the looks of it, and a weapons cart. Let's go ahead and flip that. And actually, it might be a little different. It might just be for spacing issues, because this does look separate. And yep, it is. So his dial must be somewhere else. So that's a two-part. Interesting. So I'm betting there's only going to be 4 of these and a whole bunch of these. We have Crane, Monkey, Poe, and then a more broken roof. Some weapons. Wait a minute. It just might be. Oops. Yeah, they're just two-sided. Okay. So that's saying, there we go. Cool. And for punch purposes, as we can see, is they're just accidentally punching. That one I kind of did on purpose, but they punch beautifully. I love that, and very few burrs or anything going on. So those are our 4. So yep, 4. And now we get into the location tiles. Trying to be very careful as I turn it. These do just punch so easily. Oh, that's almost a shame right there. Here, when you see here, we have 2 that are blank, but they have, I almost wish that this one's back was this one's front. I guess it couldn't be though, could it? I don't know. Because these look different. But that definitely looks like a, that definitely looks like that. So if it's on, there we go. So if it's on the back of that one, it very easily could have been on the back of this one as well. Why I would have rather it been that way? Because then we could have had a completely blank spare that we could potentially made our own custom tile. That would have been cool. Very cool. Once again, a potential where I was wondering if this, so again, I don't know how the game plays yet. I don't know what all the rules are. It would have been interesting to see if this could have been on the opposite side of that one, and then we could have had a blank circle as well, again, for a potential custom tile. And then here, if you remember in the game, or in the movie, I believe That at least looks like it. The center of the sanctuary. Where up on the roof would have the dragon scroll. I don't know. Let's see, can we potentially find it? Or might that be it? Assuming it's even in the game. Yeah, I don't see anything else that might be it, so that might be where the dragon scroll is. Very cool. And let's take a look at all of the extra components, all the final components here within the box. We have the base rings. We have all of the miniatures. We have a single baggie. Oh wait, here we go. So that's kind of interesting. We have one single baggie and then a whole mess of baggies. I do like it when they give us a bunch of baggies. It'll be interesting to see how I want to separate everything out and put everything. Let's go ahead and start with the cards. And I do like this kind of wrapping, packaging better, especially when you're dealing with such a small card count, when they are, you know, cryo sealed, you know, just as tight as can be. Yes, it keeps your cards nice and compact and everything, but have you ever tried opening that plastic? It can be a nightmare. So I like that. It looks like we have the common base or backing. So these look like they're going to be all of the moves that we can make. Once again, it'll be interesting to see if you are allowed to let your partner know what you have and what you can play. Because again, if so, we can solo this. Very cool. Then there is a sand timer. I guess it goes back to, again, where the back of the box was talking about you know, also racing against time. So there must be, you must only have a certain amount of time that you can do things. I'm guessing that's probably going to be a minute-long timer. I don't know. Let's see. We'll just sit you. Get you right there for a minute. Then we have all of the die. And these look, yep, they're all the same. It is a custom die, so that is nice. Very interesting. It'll be interesting to see how those work. Alright, so we got our sand back all the way down. We'll go ahead and flip this. We'll see if I can notice it, stop it. Then we have some bases. So we got some blue, green, and purple here. One thing that's kind of interesting is it looks like, alright, 4 blues, 4 greens, but only 2 purple. And then a whole bunch of reds and blacks, and these ones look smaller. Let's go ahead and test that out. I'm guessing these are going to be our heroes. Yep. And then these ones are going to be the villains. The villains will probably, or maybe foot soldiers, so maybe heroes and bosses and foot soldiers. And then we have some green and red, just little flat beads. Interesting. And then our miniatures. We will start with this. I'm guessing these are going to be the Furious 5. Though there's only 4 in here, and it is not, because here is a crocodile. So it's kind of interesting that these four are separate from these. But so there's Mantis. It looks like I cut my finger on something. Ouch. And Crane. And it looks like these have already been, what I guess some companies are calling sun-dropped. So you can already see that detail very nicely on these guys. So there's not as hardcore of a requirement for painting. And then his hammer does look a little bent there, but once again we can go with our hot water technique where we dip him into some hot water, bend it back to where we want, and then put it in cold water to set it back. And then Monkey. Let's just see. And they set very nice, very flat. I like that. Alright, and now our next set. I dump those guys right there. Now the one thing that is a little disappointing here is that we don't have some kind of tray or protective thing. So if we do paint these guys, we can protect them. So that is something we would have to go into and do for ourselves. Here we go. The next of our Furious 5, Viper. Tai Lung, our main baddie. Ah. And here we have him, Po, our Kung Fu Panda. All right. And then, yep, definitely see here we have little foot soldiers. So let's see if we can quickly pop out. Because it looks like, there we go. There's our next Tigress. Alright, so some of these guys have spears, some have swords. Alright, so that's what it looks like we have. So we have a spear guy and a sword guy. Yep, that looks like that's all of them. And then the guards. It looks like we have 4 of him. Oh, and of course we missed it. Let's see if we can do a quick count. Seeing a lot of bent spears, but once again, as we talked about a few minutes ago, very correctable. All right, so we have 4 of him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sword. I don't know. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How unlucky can you get? And then 13 of them. Well, that is everything that you get here within the base game. What I believe is going to be the retail version. I hope this section of the unboxing has helped you to determine if this is something you would be interested in. So next, let's go and take a look at all of our super cool Kickstarter exclusives. Now, of course, this is just a white box. Nothing on the front, back, or any of the corners. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that maybe it was a stretch goal that didn't get met. I don't know. A little surprised that they don't have some kind of art or something on here that's not just a white box. But let's go ahead and open it up and take a look on the inside. So here we have our Kickstarter Masters expansion rule sheet. Yep, so once again we can see those hero boards. So yeah, we just have the 4 of those dial boards that came with it, and then just whichever hero you want to click and associate with it. And it's kind of interesting to see that different heroes will have different life amounts. Very interesting. And then maybe some standees. Huh. Interesting to see what that is. And then our boards. And so I wonder what these boards are going to be. If they're special kind of dials. If the masters have their own special dial. Crack that open here in a second. And then of course we have our miniatures. And then again, tons more baggies. Couldn't figure out what the first set of baggies were for. What are these ones going to be? Now, one thing that's kind of interesting is there's no additional base, inserts. So I'm guessing there's not going to be any additional foot soldiers. They're all just heroes or villains. Some new dice, or some extra dice. So looks like we have some yellow, blue, green. So I wonder if these are going to be so every player can have their own color of dice. I wonder if you would only ever need 4 at any given time. So player 1 could be the red dice that came with the base, and then we have the green, blue, and yellow player. I like that. I like having extra dice. And then, yeah, definitely here we have some standees. And none of them look broken amazingly. I can't tell you how many games I have gotten and these little clips have come broken. So yeah, these guys over here are definitely standees. Surprised that in a miniature heavy game that they didn't make miniatures for these. Again, I'm wondering if this was a stretch goal that didn't get met. So like the first goal was the standee version, and then maybe if we would have gotten down further in the stretch goals, these could have been miniatures in place of them. Don't know, I'd have to go back and re-look. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the miniatures that we have. He is cool looking. And then that villain from, I believe, part 2. So let's see what we have here. And what's interesting with this one is we have a bunch of ghost characters. Because again, if you remember, he was like stealing the essence of them and turning them into ghosts or something, I think. Well, let's go through and take a look at them. Definitely got a whole lot more unique characters because of, you know, getting the Kickstarter. Or if you remember with that base game, there really wasn't that many unique sculpts. There was only, what, about maybe 10 total unique different sculpts. Come here. Uruguay. Can't imagine how many people are going to be disappointed not having him in the base. And him as well. I don't remember him being in the base. Now him, I think we've seen. We have maybe a couple. Okay, yeah, so there are a few duplicates in here. Was there another one? I thought I saw one earlier. Wait, there we go. There's another double. So it looks like him just in a different pose, maybe. And then a chicken. Everybody is so shocked that there was a Kung Fu Panda, yet you have one of your masters, which is a chicken. And then finally, the ghost guys. So, where are you? I'm here. I'll find you. There you are. He's hiding. So yeah, he looks like he has the exact same pose, just in this kind of transparent blue-green. And then there's him. Ah! So they are Kung Fu masters jumping out of my hand. And he looks like he's a duplicate. So yeah. Well, let's open this up and take a look at the extra boards that are here within this Kickstarter set. Here are our boards. Looks like we have some extra roofs and weapons. So then we have the Master's Dial. I'm guessing there are going to be 4 of those. No, there's 6 of those. Huh, that's kind of interesting. Then we have Shifu and Oogway. And then Rhino. Croc. An Ox. Bear. Then chicken. That's so fun. And it looks like we have some empties, maybe to make our own. And then some empties here to make our own. Very cool. But there are a whole lot more in here, I believe. Like this ram guy. I don't remember seeing a ram. Because Ox is going to be him, I think. Yeah, so there are some guys in here that don't have boards. Interesting. Well, that is everything you get with the Kickstarter exclusives. I hope this portion of the unboxing helped you determine if this is something you might want to look after, try to acquire, to seek out for yourself. One thing of interest is with their PM manager. I guess I didn't understand how everything was broken down, what was and was not included or whatever with what I had. So I accidentally ordered a completely second set, where the only thing I don't have a second set of is the ghost version of the guys. But I have 2 sets of the ghost versions, just normal ones. So here we have the normal. Like I said, the only one I don't have is the ghost, but I have 2 of the regulars. I have 2 sets of all of the masters, which means I have actually 2 Oogways and 2 Shifus. That'll be kind of interesting. And then a second set of the villain from the sequel, and then came within this pack, so I'm guessing these guys go together, the 4 monkeys. So I kind of thought I would put that back out to you guys. What do you guys think I should do with all of this extra content? Should I, should I look to have maybe some special Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Masters giveaway, to give away a couple of these? Put them out there on the secondary market so people who did not get the Kickstarter can maybe get some of the minis. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. What should I do with all of these extra minis that I got? Well, that is everything for Kung Fu Panda, the board game. The retail edition side, as well as everything that came in the Kickstarter exclusives. I hope this unboxing helped you guys to determine if this is something you would be interested in. It looks like it has a lot of potential, a relative short play style, lots of different play modes, so it's definitely one that is a family-friendly game. And until next time, I'll see you later.